All right, so we got a banger here. We got cops make horrific discovery in women's soup from Explore with Us. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what to judge just from that title. I don't know if she put her husband in some soup, cooked that nigga up for doing some crazy shit. That's kind of just my assumption from reading the title, but I don't know. Let's just get into it, bro.
I may be just totally off my rocker.
Got the cheddar cheese chips for the snacks today. Last cheat day of the week before we get back into healthy eating for the week.
But I was just out walking
And of course,
my
the
dog,
water.
and I came across some bones that looked to me to be human.
He had been dismembered.
Oh my God.
Okay, and I like I said, there was apparent saw marks. Okay.
What marks?
Saw.
Oh,
marks.
saw.
When a human spine is discovered by a woman walking her dog in Mercer County in January 2016, it launches an investigation that will take years to unravel. Even with a bone-chilling confession, investigators are left questioning the truth behind their victim's unimaginably gruesome demise, and they will soon find themselves with another body on their hands before the case is over. The following report is based on official police records, and most of the footage has never been seen until now. Following the 911 call from the concerned dog walker, police discovered a skeletal human spine hidden among the frozen brush in a fairly remote area in Mercer County. Though they conducted a thorough search of the area, no other remains were found. This left investigators with two main questions: who was their victim, and where were the missing body parts? Despite a DNA profile being uploaded to NamUs, a police database for missing persons cases, the identity of the victim remained unknown. That all changed in 2020 when a Bureau of Criminal Investigation agent working on cold cases connected the profile of a missing persons case in Columbus, Ohio, with the timeline of when the skeletal spine was discovered. 21-year-old Ryan Zimmerman was reported missing at the end of November 2015, just 2 months before the 911 call. Ryan had last been heard from a month prior in September. After contacting Ryan's parents and conducting a DNA test, investigators were able to confirm that the partial skeleton belonged to Ryan. They spoke to Ryan's father, Warren, over the phone.
Your son did. It was obvious that there was foul play involved. Okay.
Right.
There was some remains that we were not able to locate. Okay. So it was also discovered that he had been dismembered.
Oh my God.
Okay, and I like I said, I'm sorry to tell you that over the phone. We did not find portions of him being the lower portions of the legs, the lower portions of the arms, or the skull.
Oh my gosh. So, okay.
The location of Ryan's skull was like something out of a horror movie, but that wouldn't be revealed until much later.
Damn.
Even worse than discovering that Ryan had died were the details investigators shared with Warren about Ryan's remains.
There was apparent saw marks, okay?
What marks?
Saw
Oh,
marks.
saw. Right.
Yeah. When he was found, it was basically skeletal remains.
Man, what does it sound like? Gangland or some kind of sick trafficking or what the hell? I mean, who would do something like that?
Right.
Those are all questions that we are hoping to work to try to get some answers for Ryan and for your family, okay?
Police were able to track down the 3 people living with Ryan in Columbus before Ryan's disappearance: Corey Buzzard, Sarah Buzzard, and Naira Jen Whitaker. On August 25, 2021, officers had to find Sarah and Jen, who are now married. After moving out of the apartment they shared with Corey and Ryan, they now live at Sarah's mother's house. What will unfold?
Oh, they're married to each other. Okay, cool.
Shortly is a twist.
Had a short circuit there. I thought they meant they were like married to other people and they had moved out.
An unpredictable case, one that is far more disturbing than anyone anticipated.
We've had several calls on this subject, usually welfare check.
It takes a few minutes, but eventually Sarah answers the door.
Hello, police department. Looking for
How do you get away with dismembering someone so cleanly? Like, what the hell? And there's nothing on the bones?
Sarah.
That's me.
Come step out for me. All right, sorry I had to wake you.
Oh, sorry. Can I do for you?
Well, I think you got a warrant.
Warrant?
Uh-huh.
What?
It's out of Ohio, I think. It's a theft warrant, I believe.
I'm in Richard location.
Okay.
All right, so we have to take care of it. 002, I've got her out front. All right, so go ahead and turn around, put your hands behind your back for me.
Though he doesn't know it just yet, the officer asks Sarah a question that will foreshadow a devastating series of events.
I don't want to sound nervous, but do you have any weapons or anything in the house upstairs that I need to worry about? Just don't. I mean, I don't want them coming out with a gun or anything like that. A theft charge.
Sarah informs the officers that her mother and Jen are inside the home, and they soon join her on the porch.
Just a little bit. Okay. So what's going on?
Well, we got to take her downtown. I got to look at exactly what the warrant is for, and then we'll go from there. So I can. It's through Ohio, so they sent us over here. So others sent the warrant over here. We get them from out of state all the time.
You know what I mean? Throughout my daughter's trip, we never that kind of person. But if something missing over there, I mean
Take some deep breaths, Sarah.
Yeah, when she move it.
While the officer dances around their questions regarding Sarah's arrest, Sarah's disposition begins to take a turn.
You been sick?
We just woke up, sorry.
Okay. Have you been sick or?
No, just shocked.
Oh, okay.
Despite looking like she might pass out, it's decided that Sarah can travel to the police station.
Okay, I'm going to hold your arm so you don't fall over, okay?
Once at the police station and in an interrogation room.
Wait, is this just for the theft, or do they already know about her possible foul play with Ryan?
Sarah is told that detectives from Ohio want to speak with her.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
I'm Megan Baker. I'm with the Sheriff's Office in Ohio.
I'm Rick Ward.
Hello.
Hello, Sarah.
Well,
Those are very detective names.
I'm assuming you have lots of questions.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
And we're going to take some time to sit down with you here, and maybe we can get some answers for those questions for you, if that's okay.
Sarah has read her Miranda rights and agrees to speak with the detectives. They immediately dive into questioning, beginning with her time in Columbus almost 6 years ago. Sarah explains that she lived with her then-husband, Corey Buzzard. While married to Corey, Sarah had also started dating Jen, who was transgender. Eventually, as her relationship with Sarah progressed, Jen moved in with Corey and Sarah. A few months later, they got another roommate, someone named Emma.
And that's a little bit about why we're here, is to talk about Emma, also known as Ryan Zimmerman. He went missing. Are you familiar with any of that?
No.
Okay. So I guess, tell me what you know about Ryan. Or Emma, if you know him as Emma. Okay.
According to Sarah and Jen, Ryan was newly transitioning, which is why they knew Ryan by the name Emma.
Okay.
However, this claim hasn't been substantiated or verified by any members of Ryan's family.
It's a little bit of a touchy subject. My husband at the time had sexual interests. They had talked online extensively, and he had invited them to come stay with us, which I did not want to happen, but long story short, it did.
After Sarah and her
Wait, but she had Jen with her already, so I guess she had a problem with her husband doing it?
partner Jen moved into the house with her and Corey, Corey decided to meet someone and reached out to Ryan online. After speaking for a short period, Ryan moved into the Columbus apartment as well. At the same time that Sarah is in interrogation at Sarah's mother's house, Jen is also being approached by detectives. However, Jen is a little more hesitant to speak with them. What seems like it may be a simple conversation about Sarah's apparent arrest for theft will soon have a nightmarish outcome.
Okay, we have a search warrant for the residence too. Okay, so we're not stepping outside. We're working a missing persons case from Ohio. The Ohio Attorney General's office has a task force with missing persons. Okay. And Ryan Zimmerman lived with you guys in Columbus in 2015 with you and Sarah and Corey, September 2015, right? And he's missing. And you guys were like the last people to see him.
After clarifying that Ryan also went by the name Emma, or M, Jen remembers briefly living with Ryan. The investigators will often switch between referring to Ryan as Ryan and as M or Emma. After only living with Corey, Sarah, and Jen for 2 months, Ryan was asked to leave.
This tree is insane, bro. This flowchart is crazy.
Sarah claims that Ryan and Corey's relationship ended, and Ryan never found a job, which was part of her agreement to allow Ryan to stay in the apartment. Because of this, Corey told Ryan to leave, and Ryan planned to leave on September 25th. This timeline correlates with the last time anyone heard from Ryan.
I know that they had tried to plead with me to give them another chance, but I said that I'd already given too many chances and that it was Corey's call, ultimately. And I remember them packing, and either I went to the store, I was in a different room, I don't remember, I can't quite remember.
Who was all home at that time?
I was, Corey was not, and then my girlfriend was over, so we might have been in the living room. I honestly, I don't remember.
Okay.
I just know that 1 minute Emma was there, and then the next he had just left.
Okay. Did you see him leave, like pull away in a vehicle or something?
It's kind of weird that you wouldn't remember any like fanfare, considering how tense the situation seemed to be. Like nothing at all. It's odd.
Somebody pulled up and he got in the car and drove off. I thought that he might come back because he did leave his car, but he didn't come back, and then we didn't hear from him again.
There will eventually be troubling discrepancies in Sarah and Jen's stories. The detectives at Sarah's mother's house asked Jen a follow-up question about Ryan's vehicle.
What kind of car did he have? Did you ever ride in the car? You were never in his car? Okay.
Had you ever driven it?
Yes.
Okay, to the store or something, or when did you drive it?
To a gas station. I couldn't get it to start again, so I had to call a tow company to bring it back, but I was embarrassed about it because I didn't really have permission to drive it.
So did you drive it while he was still living there?
No, this was after he'd left.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Were you by yourself during this?
Wow.
My girlfriend was with me.
Unknowingly, Sarah has just unraveled one of the mysteries behind Ryan's disappearance. Warren, Ryan's father, had been alerted that something was wrong when Ryan's vehicle was found abandoned. Though the license plate was missing, police found some of Ryan's belongings inside the vehicle, along with the keys and a full tank of gas. Warren had taken it upon himself to knock on neighbors' doors to see if they remembered anything useful about the car or Ryan's disappearance. To his surprise, someone did. One of the neighbors said they saw the car get dropped off by a tow truck near the apartments where Ryan was staying with Corey, Sarah, and Jen.
And about a half hour later, the Columbus Police Department came and wrote the ticket up and had the vehicle towed. I'm thinking, why would somebody, it was like they wanted it to get picked up.
Sarah claimed that she thought the vehicle had vanished because Ryan had returned and took it. What she doesn't add, not yet at least, is that there's an unsettling reason she'd been using Ryan's vehicle that day. Before moving on, the detectives returned to the question of Ryan's behavior before leaving the apartment. Jen reluctantly gives the detectives some background information about the living situation before Ryan left, claiming Ryan was usually in the spare bedroom and was reclusive. Jen believed that Corey regretted asking Ryan to move in with them.
That was kind of weird.
I guess how weird? Like, was she just kind of clingy?
That's the thing too. I don't know. Em was so. Okay, I have pretty bad social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But Em seemed to have way worse social anxiety.
Okay. And how was Em's behavior then?
Excessively shy.
Okay.
Jen also explains the reason for some of the tension with Ryan.
Sorry, it's just the anxiety.
Sure.
I don't like to admit that I am trans, but it was just weird. Corey brought
another trans person into the house because that's what they wanted. They had, I shouldn't use gender neutral for Corey because that's confusing. Corey had papers written up about, I forget what he calls it, like the trifecta or perfect relationship, but it involved one man, one woman, and a trans woman.
Okay.
And I didn't want any part of that.
Sure.
I'm assuming that's why they brought M in.
I think Ryan was just kind of the last straw for me.
Tell me more about that. Why was he the last straw?
That was probably one of the biggest arguments that we had, to make him that third person. But I obviously didn't agree with that, and the entire time it made me feel like I wasn't good enough.
After Ryan apparently moved out of the apartment, Sarah and Corey divorced, and she married Jen soon after. The detectives take a break, and when they return, they will confront Sarah with the awful truth of why they are really there.
Hey, there's some more water. Sarah, I don't know if you know this or not, probably not, but you're talking to Jennifer right now, talking to your mom, and also talking to Corey. And there's major inconsistencies about this with your involvement with Ryan. And you know Ryan is now deceased.
He is?
He's been murdered. So we have Corey is talking to the Columbus police detectives right now. We just get off the phone with them.
The detective isn't being entirely honest here. While officers have managed to track down Corey's new residence, Corey is proving less than enthusiastic about the prospect of speaking with officers.
You're not in any trouble. I don't have an arrest warrant, nothing like that, Corey. Okay, we just want to talk with you because your name was brought up as a witness. In a case I'm a homicide.
Homicide?
A homicide.
I don't recall witnessing any homicides.
Okay, we're just wanting to talk. That's it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I haven't lied to you at all, Corey. Okay? It's about Ryan.
I don't know who Ryan is.
Ryan lived with you for a while. Emma? He also went by Emma.
Okay.
He was a roommate for a while.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we're here to talk to you about.
Not without counsel.
Okay, do you have an attorney on hand?
Yes.
Okay, do you think they would meet us down there?
Can we make an appointment?
I'd rather get this done today.
I don't really think I have to work on your time.
While the officers speak,
I'm not gonna lie, that was a hard bar, bro. That was a hard bar. You gotta hit them with that because they're trying to press you. They're trying to tie you up. Like either way, you know what I'm saying? They get a lot of people who are innocent of shit. That's a hard bar. I usually don't hear people drop that in videos like this. The cops usually pressure them into doing shit without counsel, which innocent or not, you should never, ever, ever do because all their job is to literally find someone and convict them if there is something going on. That's one of the hardest bars I've ever heard in one of these videos, bro. That shit was hard. I gotta run that back real quick.
Do you think they would meet us down there?
Can we make an appointment?
I'd rather get this done today.
I don't really think I have to work on your time.
Right, because if you don't have a warrant and they're not in trouble, hey, look, I don't know the situation so far, but just in a vacuum, yeah, that's a bar right there.
Officers speaking with Corey have once again hit a dead end. Those with Sarah begin to lay out some of the evidence.
I mean, this is a bad situation. We really need to know what happened. With the car, we have DNA evidence. We're able to track down your car, the one that you used to own, the time of this incident. We were able to track down the current owner, and we're able to examine it. So we have something happened in that apartment the weekend that you dropped Corey off with that girl in Columbus.
The evidence the detective is referring to are reddish stains discovered on the carpet liner of Sarah's vehicle.
Oh.
Though she'd sold it, they found the new owners in July 2021 and conducted tests inside the trunk. The stains produced presumptive positive results for suspected blood. Earlier, Sarah had claimed that Corey hadn't been home the weekend Ryan moved out because Corey was with another woman. In fact, Sarah had been the one to drive Corey and the woman to a hotel. Investigators spoke with the woman and confirmed that Corey was nowhere near the apartment where Ryan was last seen. While Corey may still prove to be an important witness to the events leading to Ryan's death, Sarah and Jen appear to be the last known people to see Ryan.
So please just tell me the truth, what happened. Corey's given a whole nother version of what you just said. Please tell me the truth.
I'm not comfortable talking about this.
We have a young...
Was it an accident?
Yeah.
I don't know what was an accident.
With Ryan.
I didn't even know that he was dead.
Sarah, come on. Sarah, please.
Someone that I can talk to?
Well, you can talk to us. I just want the truth.
The other officers also confront Jen with the news of Ryan's death.
We're trying to find Emma, and
I find it so interesting that the motherfuckers that be guilty never ask for legal counsel, but the people who seem to be, hey, well, let's just keep going, bro. I don't know. It's weird. Like, why would you not ask for a lawyer in that situation? Like, you know you're guilty. You need legal counsel. But it's like, maybe they think if I ask for a lawyer, I'm gonna look even more suspicious. But it's like, that's stupid. You're just tying yourself up by trying to lie more.
We were somewhat successful in that.
Okay. Wait, what? Somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
What leads?
That's we need you to fill in the gaps, because whatever happened to Emma happened in the apartment where you guys stayed at, and we've recovered evidence from the apartment. We recovered evidence from Sarah's car.
Right.
Blood.
Wait, whoa, what?
Mm-hmm. Blood from the trunk of the car. Blood from the apartment by the bathtub, where in part of Emma's body was discovered it was dismembered.
Even though they'd all moved out by early 2016, investigators were able to access the apartment where Sarah, Jen, Corey, and Ryan had once lived. In July 2021, a month before they spoke with Jen and Sarah, authorities visited the apartment and asked the current residents to leave while they conducted tests throughout the building. Under close examination, several areas in the bathroom reacted to a chemical reagent indicating latent blood residue, including the bathroom floor and the cabinet.
No way. No way she had anything to do with any of that.
She did.
No, there's no way.
Tell me why.
It's...
The Google...
Bro, CSI is cold these days. You can't get away with shit.
Searches, the deep dives that we did, the stuff that she was into at least, right? Painting with blood, like into drinking the blood. And
whoa,
then
hey, yo.
Searches that she did on her Android phone.
I don't know. I don't know about any of the blood stuff.
While this comment about painting with blood will be explained eventually, investigators won't have the chance to ask Sarah about it just yet, because she immediately throws a wrench into their plans.
Is there a lawyer I can talk to? That was my rights, right?
Well, that's your decision.
Better late than never.
we don't advise on that.
Of course you don't, nigga. But you should always get one, bro.
But all we're asking is for the truth.
I don't know what to say.
The truth, maybe?
I've said what I remember.
And you're telling me that's the truth?
Because they'll never tell you to get a lawyer, and they'll never go get one for you until you say, I want a lawyer. And you've got to say it like 3 times, and you've got to confirm it like all 3 times. Otherwise, they'll literally just let you sit there forever and keep asking you questions.
That's what I remember.
This is going to be your only time to talk to me and Megan.
That's also not true.
After this, we're not allowed to help. So
that's a lie.
What happens to me after this?
You're gonna be booked in the local county jail here.
You're gonna be booked anyway.
I mean, we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have physical evidence.
I think that's true.
That's why I was giving you an opportunity. Okay. All right, Sarah. Thank you.
Once again, the detectives leave Sarah alone. In contrast, those speaking with Jen lay on the pressure.
This is a fever dream.
I'm sorry?
This is a fever dream.
I know this feels like a nightmare now, so we need you to fill in the other parts of this thing, because this isn't a nightmare.
Emma's dead.
Emma's dead?
Emma's dead.
Corey's dead?
No.
No, Emma's dead.
Okay.
Did Corey have you guys get rid of his issue? He ain't like Emma coming up. Emma's not what he expected. The selfies didn't show what Corey had wanted. Comes up, Emma's completely shy, reclusive, nothing what Corey expected. Corey went away for the weekend for you and Sarah to get rid of his problem. Corey and Sarah were fighting a lot over it. Let's just get rid of the problem. So what happened?
It isn't long before the detectives decide to once again try speaking with Sarah, and this time they will hear a stomach-churning confession.
See, because she didn't ask for a lawyer, she just stopped talking. They will literally come back and keep pressing you until you say you want a lawyer. You got to say it a bunch of times, and then, and then they'll stop and they'll book you, and then they'll give you a lawyer like later.
Megan here has something she wants to show you.
I just have something I need to take a look at, okay? And read over, and we'll get your thoughts on that. This is from your Google account.
Wait. Oh my God. Sarah Buzzer searches jugular vein. Sarah Buzzer searches how to start a Ford Focus multiple times. File dissolution. Wow. Bro, these niggas can find anything these days. And niggas still get away with shit. That's crazy.
Okay, these are your searches on your Google account that you said you only had access to. So flip through.
That private browser don't mean shit, nigga. That private browser don't mean a damn thing.
These pages.
Yeah, look through them for us.
Take a gander at that.
After seeing the evidence within her own search history, showing that she looked up how to start Ryan's car after it broke down, Sarah begins to unravel.
What's gonna happen to my family?
Well, we'll talk to your family, okay? And you'll get to talk to your family, okay? We can work through this. One thing at a time. This is the first step. Okay, look at me.
I'm scared.
Okay, I understand you're scared. Okay?
All I've ever gotten was a speeding ticket. And
you're an honest person, okay? I don't think you're a bad person at all.
Sarah, let us help you.
That's what Gideon be saying to the EDPs in his videos and shit. That's a lie.
Go ahead and start from the beginning, okay?
It was an accident.
Okay, it was an accident. Accidents happen every day.
You cut a nigga in half by accident? I can't wait to hear that.
I was angry.
Okay, I get angry too.
And I knocked him down when he came out of the bathroom. And I choked him. And then I didn't know what to do. I've never done anything like that. And I got scared. I didn't know what to do.
You were scared.
I realized I ruined my life.
While the detectives speaking with Sarah have finally made some headway, those with Jen are hitting roadblock after roadblock.
To be honest with you, I think it's been eating you up. Is it eating Sarah up? I mean, people can have differences with people, right? But to this extent, you know, it would eat somebody up, literally. I mean, you would be not sleeping well, not functioning well. You know, it's a lot, right?
No, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
But no, I wasn't aware of that. I've been living fine.
Okay, so maybe
things were fine.
Things were fine until Emma came along. And then
oh shit, the blood is literally on the carpet and on the walls and shit.
Things weren't fine.
No, if you want to go back to that, no. But even then, no. But no, things have been fine. There was no murder weighing on us.
While Jen continues denying any knowledge, Sarah is telling a very different story.
I put him in a chokehold and knocked him down.
Did he pass out? Were there words exchanged?
He passed out.
Okay.
And I didn't let go.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was too late. He stopped moving. He started turning white. And I couldn't go near him.
Though this is the first time Sarah has shared what happened to Ryan, this is only one version of the story, and with each retelling, the details only grow more and more unsettling.
Damn, it's already fucking unsettling now. God damn.
Heard the commotion from downstairs and came up to see what had happened.
I had to figure out how to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. So what happened?
we cut it up.
Oh.
We being you and Jen? Was this when Corey was away at the hotel? Okay. So where did
y'all
you cut
planned
him?
it.
Bathtub?
Oh
What
my
did you
God.
use?
Some kind of salt.
Where did that come from?
I found it in the shed.
So you each have your own shed there? Okay. Who did the cutting?
Mostly me.
Jen, on the other hand, refuses to make any concessions.
I just don't remember.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Here's the thing. You're going to remember these things.
Yeah, I would probably remember if there was murder and a saw.
Bro, you can literally see the blood stains, bro. What the fuck?
Remember if there was murder and a saw.
And where did you cut him at?
Oh, they tried to tile over it. Wow.
And where did you cut him at? And again, this is all stuff I already know. Okay, I just need to hear it straight from you.
The joints.
The joints? Can you point to I guess what you mean by joints? The elbows.
The wrists, ankles,
Mm-hmm.
knees.
And then up here? And the neck. Okay. Does Jen help cut him up?
Not really. She wasn't feeling well. She got kind of sick.
Okay.
So I took over most of it.
But did she help a little bit at the beginning? Okay.
We were both really scared.
One of the officers in Jen's interview steps out of the room to take a call, and when they return, they have news that will flip Jen's denials upside down.
Got an update. Sarah just admitted to everything, and you helped dismember the body. She admitted to all of it.
Okay.
So fill us in with what's going on, right? With the car, you're going to remember everything. So at this point, Sarah, spilling the beans on the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay.
Okay, this is what we told you before. We knew where we were at. So this amnesia that you have isn't going to work because now you're implicated in this as well.
I don't have amnesia.
Then fill it in. Fill it in.
I didn't do that.
I just got the phone call from the analyst that's listening in on the interview, and she's coming clean, right? They're watching it live.
Okay.
She's coming clean, and you helped dismember the body with her. Yeah.
Sarah's not going to be able to do this by herself.
Yeah.
And if she said that,
I think she's being pedantic. Like maybe she's saying she didn't have like a direct, explicit firsthand in like the actual act of homicide, but like you've obviously been covering it up, and it seems that you at least knew what happened at the time and maybe even helped after the fact. Maybe you're an accomplice after the fact, but like being pedantic in this situation isn't going to help, especially with the overwhelming amount of information that keeps coming out.
she's lying.
You just said before Sarah wouldn't lie. She's not lying.
I didn't say she wouldn't.
So who's lying here? It's not Sarah.
It is definitely Sarah. If she said that whole... Yeah, I would remember that.
Just to the point because you're being implicated now. So now it's a lie.
No.
We just want to get Emma his family's...
Yes. Where did you guys go then with the body? All right, let's get to this part here. Where did you go with the body after it's dismembered? And don't say you don't know. Because
I would have to say I don't know for that because we didn't do that.
Luckily for investigators, Sarah is giving them all the answers. This, however, is only her first confession, and she will eventually share another that changes everything.
So you got him cut up, then what happens?
Bro, what if it's like the last one where she's low-key protecting the other person and they actually have more to do with it? Like, low-key, they might have even planned it. Like the last one we watched, that shit was crazy, bro.
We have to figure out where to put everything.
So where did you say you put his belongings? Where did those go? Like his clothes and his...
Just in one of the bags.
Okay, and where did those...
We put those in a bin.
Like a dumpster?
No, like a Tupperware bin.
Oh, okay. And where did that go?
In the back of his car.
Okay.
We were going to drive the car somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And leave it. But the car wouldn't start.
This is the real story about the tow truck. According to Sarah, she and Jen planned to dispose of Ryan's dismembered body parts, which they'd loaded into the back of Ryan's own car. While their plan had been to abandon the car in a deserted location in Illinois before taking a Greyhound bus back, Ryan's car refused to start after they stopped at a gas station. This incident has a horrific new implication. Ryan's remains were still in the back of the car when the vehicle was towed.
Oh my God.
And Sarah and Jen then had to move the Tupperware bin full of his dismembered body parts in broad daylight into Sarah's car. They left Ryan's vehicle in the street, where the police eventually towed it away.
We started driving and trying to get rid of little things at a time.
Along the road, or is there special spots?
In public dumpsters.
So did you dispose of like his limbs in different spots? Okay. Do you know where those spots are?
We just stopped wherever something looked okay.
It seemed like secluded or something like that?
Like couple gas stations. Mostly just public dumpsters. I really don't know.
While Sarah doesn't clarify, they only disposed of Ryan's torso and belongings. The rest of his limbs and head had a different, even more alarming destination.
Here's the thing. You have been holding back.
Oh my God, I just remembered the title of this video. Oh. Nah.
Time with all of this stuff because I don't think you thought Sarah was going to be honest about it, but she is.
Oh, okay.
So let's do the right thing. And you wanted to do the right thing, right? So tell us about that.
About
please.
What?
About the dismembering it and then where you went from there.
I didn't dismember anybody.
You did.
No, I did not. That's fucking insane.
It's not insane.
That's insane.
It happens all the time. I mean, you may not want to admit to doing it, right? But this stuff happens all the time.
So where was Corey during this?
No idea.
No idea. We're still at the hotel?
Bro, the investigator with Jen is dog shit, bro. You gotta develop some tact, get a partner or something, because you ain't getting shit right now.
I guess so.
Okay. Any communication with him?
I shut off my phone.
Okay.
Why did you shut off your phone?
I was scared.
Okay.
Did he know something had happened?
I don't think so. I told him Ryan just left. And he didn't ask any questions.
Despite several attempts to get Corey to speak with police, Corey steadfastly refused.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so you don't know Ryan?
I don't.
You don't know Ryan? He didn't live with you at all?
I'm not going to talk to you without an attorney present.
We're talking with Sarah and Jen.
Okay.
Everybody involved that weekend, we're talking to right now. Except you right now, because right now you kind of look like the bad guy if you don't want to talk to us. Everybody else wants to talk to us. That doesn't look good for you.
Yeah, they told me that you would say that. But
Who would say that?
My attorney.
This nigga Corey is prepped. God damn.
Okay.
Corey refuses to speak any further and ultimately never comes in to discuss Ryan's case with officers. Without Corey's help, detectives will have to put more pressure on the people who are talking to them. Sarah and Jen.
But they got Gang's photo blurred, so I guess maybe they never had to talk to him, I guess.
Thing still isn't clear. A motive.
Why were you so angry at him? What
Facts,
happened
like,
that you
bro.
came up behind him and started joking?
He ruined my life.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, I told you the arguments Corey and I had. And I couldn't make him see reason.
The officers talking to Jen also try to understand a motive.
You would do whatever you could to make Sarah happy. So let's get rid of M, because that would make Sarah happy, right? To get her out of that household.
Sure, but they agreed to leave.
But she wasn't. Not willingly. Not fast enough.
She agreed to leave.
Without meaning to, Jen points out a glaring issue with Sarah's current confession. If Ryan had agreed to leave, why didn't she simply let that happen? This exact question will be central to the story Sarah tells later.
Did Jen know that this was going to happen? No.
But she was there for me.
Sure, she's your support. You said that. That's what support people do. They're there for you.
I'm worried about what's going to happen to her.
I don't want to understand that.
We
It's only
understand,
natural.
and we appreciate you talking to us openly.
The detectives have no reason to assume that Sarah means anything more than simply worrying about Jen, but her concern hints at a disastrous turn of events soon to come.
So what happened? You got him. Something happened to Emma, and you put him in the tub, and you guys did your thing. Fill us in on that, please.
That didn't happen.
She's filling in the gaps where you are not filling in the gaps, though we know that you know what happened, right? Because it's written all over you. I mean, as soon as you get to a hot point, you minimize and you kind of look down. It's like a kid with a parent. I don't want to look and acknowledge.
This nigga sucks at investigating, bro. You're not supposed to say that out loud, bro. You're just supposed to keep picking at the fact that they're doing that, bro. Is it his first day on the job?
That I'm lying to you.
Surprise, I have anxiety.
So when you started dismembering it, right? So what happened from there?
Not right.
So Sarah started. Was Sarah dismembering at this point in time?
No.
You're just holding on to the limbs, you're keeping a lookout.
No.
What are you doing?
No.
She's not cutting this body up herself.
That's probably because she did cut up a body.
She just admitted to.
No, she didn't.
She did.
Yes, she did.
The detectives attempt a different approach to get Jen to talk.
It's more beneficial to go, this is where it is. And it shows that you're wanting to make things right. You want to get things better, and you're showing remorse. Because the judge,
I'm
back in our
not
county...
remorse because I don't know how to process this. And I'm not showing remorse. There's no remorse to be had.
So disposing of a body, you shouldn't show remorse for that?
Of course you should. Yeah.
You're still in shock that Sarah has come clean with everything, right?
There's no way she did this.
Your world's crashing down, and we're just trying to help you figure a way to make it a little softer of a crash.
Even though Jen refuses to believe Sarah admitted to the death and dismemberment of Ryan, Sarah's own interview is already wrapping up.
I just don't know what to do because I thought I had my whole life ahead of me. And I made one mistake. And that's exactly it. Now it's over.
That's a hell of a mistake, though, bro. Because, I mean, man, that's a hell of a mistake. Although, no, that's a hell of a mistake, bro.
Don't cut yourself short. I just turned 30, and I feel like that's
one step at a time. Okay? 1 foot in front of the other at a time here.
Continuing to show an unsettling lack of concern for Ryan, Sarah then makes an inquiry.
Is there any kind of bail, or am I going to have to stay there the whole
My
time?
nigga, you are not getting bail for dismembering a human being that you killed out of aggression. I don't think they're going to get you bail. With the way you planned all this shit, bro, I don't think you're getting bail, fam.
There's not bail right now, but that's not to say that there won't be bail in the future.
I can tell you right now there's not going to be bail.
Just not right at the present time.
Sarah is informed that the charges against her include tampering with evidence, grand theft of a motor vehicle, abuse of a corpse, and gross abuse of a corpse.
Okay,
Yeah, on top of murder, you're not getting bail for that.
I appreciate you being honest with us. Because that's the kind of person you are.
Thank you, Sarah.
I hope it doesn't.
We'll give you a few moments, okay?
One of the officers who had been interviewing Sarah heads over to Sarah's mom's house in order to take a crack at Jen and see if he can break through the unrelenting denials.
Send the woman. Please do not send the guy, because the guy with Sarah wasn't exactly so great either. But that woman, she was cold. She was cold with it.
This is where everything goes horribly wrong.
Where are they?
They sent the guy.
Though the video
goddamn.
footage is redacted, Jen is introduced to the detective who spoke with Sarah and is then read the Miranda rights.
Am I being arrested?
Okay, well, we have some things we need to talk to you about.
But you're not saying yes or no.
Because you are.
Well, because it all depends on you. So
No,
we're
it
going
does
based
not.
on physical evidence and now what Sarah told us. That's my job. I'm doing my job. They're doing their job.
I'm sorry, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, but go ahead.
They said that she said that she was involved.
Absolutely. 100%. And this interview is being recorded.
Okay.
And I cannot lie about that.
I trust you.
She absolutely said she was involved, and she gave details, and you were involved in those details. I mean, I'm not making this it up.
I don't know how I was involved.
Well, she told us how you were involved, but I don't want to go into those details because if you tell me and something's different, I have to go back and talk to her and try to iron out the inconsistencies.
Hearing that the detective isn't lying about Sarah's confession seems to be a turning point for Jen, but not in the way they hope.
I don't remember any of that. I don't know why Sarah would say that.
You're just surprised Sarah said it.
Of course I am.
Right, because she'd gotten away from it this whole time until today.
After hours of conversation, the new detective points out something that the others have failed to notice. While speaking with the officers, a purse has remained on Jen's lap.
What's in your purse?
More comfortable and calm.
After Jen explains, they quickly move on and continue questioning. This time about the evidence they've uncovered, a choice that will likely haunt the detectives for the rest of their careers.
And we found large quantities of blood in the trunk from Emma. That's a clue. We call them police work. You know, I'm not trying to be facetious, but that's called a clue. You know, so I mean, when we put two and two together, and then we talked to Sarah, and it all kind of matches up. You know what I mean? It all matches up.
What's going to happen to her?
Well, I don't know. It all depends on what you tell me.
To my knowledge, she didn't do anything.
But I'd be more worried about yourself right now.
Why?
Because of what she's telling us and the physical evidence. And the social media search warrants that we did.
I'm not worried about myself.
There's a very good reason Jen isn't worried. And once again, the purse comes up.
You don't have any, like, weapons in there, do you? What are you playing with in your purse?
No.
So, Jen, like we talked about, you asked if you were under arrest. You are going to be placed into custody. I want to, before this gentleman, he's a detective with the City of Marion Police Department. You're going to be booked into their...
Oh my God! No!
Central 055.
055.
I need an ambulance, shots fired. How long has her hand been in that?
055.
055, 9512. Need you to respond to the scene.
Bro.
You're going to be booked into their police department. For this gentleman, he's a detective with the City of Marion Police Department. You're going to be booked into their...
Central 055.
055.
I need an ambulance, shots fired. How long has her hand been in that?
055.
055, 9512. Need you to respond to the scene.
Do we have a victim?
Affirmative.
None of ours, right? We didn't return anything?
Negative. No officer involved.
Just as officers began their arrest, Jen pulled a small handgun out of the purse and fired. Jen was pronounced dead at the scene from a single bullet wound to the back of the head. While this is happening back at the police station, Sarah is led away in handcuffs.
What the fuck? Bruh. So she saw herself? Bro.
Unbeknownst to her, Jen has just died.
Yeah, stand up, turn around, and put your handcuffs, okay?
Am I able to use the restroom again before?
Well, when we get over to the jail, I'll let you use the restroom over there, okay?
Okay.
Months after her arrest and Jen's death, Sarah is brought in to share an entirely new version of Ryan's death.
Good morning. How are you doing, Sarah? Feel free to have a seat. People here. We didn't want to be rude drinking our coffee in front of you, so we've got you one. Feel free to have it if you like. If you don't like coffee, then I haven't had coffee for so long. It's a specialty. Okay. It's a Cinnabon, so it's on something good.
After a few more pleasantries, the investigators clarify with Sarah that her lawyers agreed she can speak with them, and they read her Miranda rights. They immediately begin by discussing Sarah's new confession. In this discussion, she refers to Jen by the name Naira.
On the morning of the 26th, Naira started voicing some plan about killing him, and I did not take her seriously because she would make comments like that sometimes. I still didn't take her seriously.
Bro, it's literally like the last one, bro. That's
but
crazy.
I was starting to get worried because of how intricate it was getting. And then when she started gathering tools like trash bags, bleach, the handsaw from the shed, I realized she was serious. So I tried to talk her out of it, calmly at first, and then I started getting a little hysterical. And she told me that if I didn't help, that she was going to do it anyway. And usually at this point, the attorneys ask me, well, why did you do it? Why didn't you call the police? Why didn't you kick her out? And it was because I loved her. I was so scared and horrified, but there wasn't, like, I didn't stop. I didn't stop her. I didn't.
What was the problem then?
Yeah. She had a rag that she dipped in bleach, and she had a bottle of vinegar next to her to add to it when the time came, because I guess they had some kind of chemical reaction and released some kind of poisonous gas. I don't really know, but she did the research for it.
Though Sarah has significantly shifted the roles that she and Jen play in the planning and execution of Ryan's death, she still tells detectives that she jumped on him when he came out of the bathroom before Jen then held the rag over Ryan's mouth. The changes in her story only become more apparent as the details grow even more brutal.
When he started making these guttural gasping noises, Naira let me get out from under him, and I curled up in the office and cried. So I stayed in the office for a while until she did get him in the bathtub, and she had put a trash bag over his head and severed it, and then put that into the freezer so that she could deal with it later.
Since her arrest, investigators have discovered chilling evidence about the fate of Ryan's decapitated head, something they'll bring up shortly. In this retelling, rather than Jen being the one to dispose of Ryan's clothing, it was Sarah who took on this job. However, this doesn't mean she didn't help with the dismemberment.
She started to get intestinal cramps, so she went to lie down and said I had to take over. So I put the hands in one bag, the hands and the feet she told me to put in a bag, and then she also put it in the freezer for later because she said those would be the two big identifying factors and she would have to deal with them separately. So I removed the forearms and the calves at the joints. It was slow, exhausting work, and I did not work fast enough. Her original idea was to cut up everything into as small of manageable pieces as possible and then dispose of them that way, but we didn't have enough time to do that, so we just had the head, the hands and feet, the forearms went in one bag, the calves went in another bag, and then we just had to deal with the torso.
After this, the story remained the same. They loaded Ryan's dismembered body into a Tupperware container and attempted to use Ryan's vehicle until they eventually had to call a tow truck. The difference this time, apparently Jen was the one telling Sarah where to go as they drove towards Illinois, stopping randomly to dispose of Ryan's remains, including the area where Ryan's torso was eventually discovered in Mercer County, 2 hours from Columbus. The fate of Ryan's head was an entirely different story. Investigators eventually searched the garage at Sarah's mom's house where they found several boxes filled with what appeared to be human remains. This included a pot filled with a thick substance hidden within layers of plastic garbage bags. After the pot was emptied, investigators recovered a human skull.
Oh my God.
In this version of her story, Sarah claims it was Jen who disposed of the remaining limbs.
But also because she didn't know the best way to dispose of it yet. So we had to she put it in the soup bin put that in a bag, or several bags, put the pieces of the hands and feet also in the bag, and then kept bagging it up, and we put it in the shed for the time being. And every time we moved, it would have to come with us. So that was a weight that I had to drag with me everywhere I went. Mm-hmm. For a long time, we would check the news constantly. That's when we found out that the torso was discovered. But as time went on and we didn't see any new news, we started planning for a future instead. And we made a pact that should something go wrong or we get discovered, that she was going to shoot me first, as she said she would rather die than spend her life in prison. The arrest came, and when I said goodbye to her, I could see it in her face that she knew.
This confession sheds an entirely new light on the footage of Jen and Sarah saying goodbye when she was arrested.
You want to tell your wife bye or anything?
Okay. You had mentioned the bleach and vinegar on the ring. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then mentioned something different was put into the pot?
Lye, some kind of lye mixture.
Okay. And is that something you would have had on hand, or did she go out and purchase?
That she did purchase. The head in the freezer didn't draw any attention because she had packed like vegetables and stuff in front of it, so it didn't look like it was anything.
This is a horrifying detail. While Corey was still living in the house, Ryan's decapitated head was in the home, hidden just out of sight behind some frozen vegetables. The detectives take a quick break before returning to clarify a few more details, including the comment investigators initially made to Jen during her interview about Sarah painting with blood.
So art for me is a coping mechanism. And I know that Randy and Eric had mentioned that there were two pieces in particular that gave people red flags. One was a painting of a sheep with that was done in blood, or some of it. That piece I had done prior to ever knowing about Ryan. That was a coping mechanism for everything that I'd been through with Corey.
Sarah posted this drawing to her illustration Facebook page in June 2015, titling it Sacrificial Lamb. Though she created it a few months before meeting Ryan, it eerily depicted the lamb dismembered and decapitated.
That is fucking crazy.
The other one was a mermaid holding a human head, and I know that people thought, or at least I heard, that this was like showing like, look what I did.
What Sarah doesn't mention is that she titled this drawing, Till Death Do Us Part.
But that was also a coping mechanism, having to drag that around with me everywhere we moved.
During the interview, Sarah also doodled a quick drawing of the saw they used to dismember Ryan. The elusive motive still needs to be clarified, and so detectives ask the haunting question of why Sarah and Jen didn't simply let Ryan leave the apartment as planned.
Right.
The thing she said was along the lines of, someone like that doesn't deserve to be out in the world to ruin someone else's life. So...
Bro, but what did he do, or what did they do to make you that mad? Like...
I think in some perverse way it was her idea that I don't want to go so far as to say she was dealing out justice, but she just felt very strongly that he didn't deserve to be out there. She said that if you want to transition, your goal is to just fit in, and that's what she tried to do. She didn't point out anything. She tried to be as feminine as possible because that's what she wanted to be, was a woman. And so with people like Ryan, who say that they're transitioning but are not really making the effort,
really bothered her. She more commonly said things like, he's a disgusting human being, or the world would be better off without him.
So it's like a hate crime, but like...
That's why the fact that Ryan wanted to, but still looked and acted male, just really got under her skin.
With this allegation in mind, investigators question why Sarah confessed to the crime initially.
You said you were trying to protect Jen. I guess, why try to protect her at that point in time?
Yeah, that's what I thought about in hindsight. It would have devastated me to have to throw her under the bus and say, well, she was the one who did it. I guess there was a small part of me that thought if I took the fall for her, she would be okay. But thinking back now, I should have known with the look on her face that there was no point trying to protect her. She was going to do it anyway, with me or without me.
As the interview wraps up, Sarah clarifies why she wanted to speak with the investigators again.
I don't know if the prosecution knows how much detail about Naira. So I'm basically just hoping that at the sentencing, essentially the same thing that I told both of you, just condensed a little bit, we'll be able to go on the record so that my side of the story and what actually happened will be out.
In the end, Sarah's new version of Ryan's death did little to change her fate. In January 2022, Sarah Buzzard pled guilty and appeared in Mercer County Common Pleas Court for sentencing. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Warren, Ryan's father, had the last word.
I just know now that, no one can hurt him anymore, and no one can hurt him now.
Wow. The fact that she got parole is fucking nuts, bro. That shit is insane. Like, what could you do to make someone that mad? Like, it still never was even talked about. Like, was that it? That they just weren't like as sexually oriented? That's as hate crime as it gets, bro. I would not have expected that at the beginning of starting this. I did not expect that at all. My read on this shit was way off. Oh my gosh. Shit is tragic. R.I.P. to Ryan. And let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more. And I will see you in the next video, gang. Peace.